Let's move on to Reds Cardinals. Miley, Kwang Young, Kim. 84 Fahrenheit clear, 4 miles per hour, sideways in, and Chili Dog Dooley going small on the White Sox money line. Reds Cardinals. Reds 11-13, Cards 7-8, and Miley's looked awful in 2 very short starts. But I wonder if this is the spot where he gets right. Kim has let a ton of base runners on. He's been fortunate to get out of the bases loaded jams. He's a 1.71 whip in just 4 2/3. This Cardinals team can't hit lefties, 208, 597 OPS. So Reds hit lefties hard, 228, 800 OPS. And then Cards have a big bullpen advantage. At this point, I was going to make a move. I was going to make a move on the Cardinals, and then I stopped myself, and I was like, you know what? Miley could get right here. It wouldn't shock me to see him get right. He's retired just 5 batters in each of his first 2 starts. And, you know, he's 3-3, 3.86 ERA against the Cards in his career. Chris Smith in the house. Great to see you, Chris. Robert Allen says Reds Cards over. And Nilo in the house. Great to see you, Nilo. So I had trepidation, and I decided to stay off. Alex Ramirez says Miley going to get rocked tonight. The Cardinals just don't hit lefties. How do you see this game playing out, Ant? Reds Cards.
So with Kim starting for the Cardinals, I mean, there's really not much I can say about him because all his numbers are from KBO. So I hear that's kind of like similar to AAA. He looks like he might just be, you know, an average pitcher. On Miley, though, I know a lot of guys try and fade Miley because, you know, he had a couple terrible seasons like 2015, 2016. He was pretty bad. But he was pretty good with the Brewers in 2018. He was pretty serviceable with the Astros last season. And I'm one of those guys where, you know, we've talked about this, where you cannot overreact to 1 or 2 starts from a starting pitcher, especially to start the year, especially when he's not been given much of an opportunity to go deeper into games. I think Miley's one of those guys where a lot of people try to blindly fade him, and he bites you in the ass because he's actually a pretty serviceable starting pitcher. He's not an ace by any stretch of the imagination, but I don't think he's the trash can that some people try to think he is with how much they try and fade him. So with the starting pitching matchup, I don't know if there's an advantage just because I don't know much about Kim. But looking at the last 2 weeks with the bullpens, the Reds bullpen's gotten right. Other than what they did to me the other night. But I digress on that. I still don't know where that balk came from. Wait, I don't know. If you're going to call a balk in the bottom of the 9th inning to tie the game as an umpire, how about you have it be an obvious fucking balk? I watched that replay 4 times. I don't know where the balk was. I'm sorry. Okay, I might have had the Reds money line there, so I might be a little bit fuming, but seriously, where the frick was that balk? All right, what am I talking about? Oh yeah, Reds Cardinals. So the Reds bullpen's actually gotten right the last couple weeks. A 3.75 ERA with a 3.39 FIP and a 3.20 xFIP. So those are some pretty good numbers there. Kind of what we were expecting from them coming into the year, because they were pretty rough, you know, at the very start of the season, but their bullpen was considered going into the year to be, we thought it was going to be a good bullpen. So the last couple of weeks, we kind of have been seeing that. The Cardinals bullpen, opposite. Their ERA since they've come back is right around 5. Their FIP and their xFIP are also around 5. And the Reds offense has heated up over the last 2 weeks as well. And, you know, I talked with you before about how I like to look at the last 2 weeks when it comes to bullpens and the last 2 weeks when it comes to offenses, because bullpens have such high turnover. You never, you know, there's 3 guys in that bullpen today that there might not have been a month ago, and offenses get hot and cold. So I like to see which offenses are hot. Well, right now, the Reds offense has gotten a lot hotter. The last 2 weeks, 226 batting average, 325 on base percentage, 337 weighted on base average, and a 110 WRC plus. The Cardinals is kind of the opposite. So this is a spot where I haven't made a bet yet, but I did want to break this game down because I do kind of like the price we're getting with the Reds here at a plus money price. I think this is one of those spots where you have a reverse favorite rule, where you got like a minus 110, plus 110 line that should actually be reversed. And these are kind of the spots where I think a lot of people miss when they're betting baseball, because the difference between one team being minus 110 and the other team being plus 110, when it should really be reversed, is about a 4.5% edge on the money line. And that's a huge edge. So a lot of people miss that. They don't think there's really much of a difference between minus 110 and plus 110. But these are actually the spots during the baseball season that you can get some of the biggest edges, because that is about a 4.5% edge that we're getting on the money line here. So I really am taking a good look here at the Reds. I think this might be a pretty good spot to take them at plus money, when I think they should be about minus 110 to minus 115 in reality.
I like that breakdown. It makes me feel much more comfortable for staying off. All right, there's Walla Walla Dose in the house. Bright Ware says, don't trust the Reds. Jimmy, we got Scooty and Ricky Butt channel in the house. Gregory Wilson says, Wade coming off the IL. Wade even had 4 bad starts to finish here with the Astros. Didn't make the playoff roster. I backed his last 2 times. I'm just not sure what Wade Miley we're going to get today. There's Dutch Boy Fresh in the house. Nice to see you.
I see. Right. There's been some line movement. The Reds are up to plus 120 now. I think.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I think that might actually, instead of being a lean, I think I'm going to wind up hitting them at some point then. Definitely.
Still got plus 110 here, but that doesn't surprise me. The people are on the fade Wade train.
People fade Wade Miley blindly. I mean, he's not that good, but I mean, he's not a trash can, for Christ's sakes. He's not Holland.
Yeah, you're right.